guys, so in this video I'm going to be discussing my weeks of pregnancy up until the point that I am now, basically from the time I found out, which was 3 weeks, until 12 weeks. So let's back all the way up to August. I'm going to try to make this video not too long, but I have a lot of information to cover and I didn't want to do separate videos. So basically, August. I've always been a person that's never had normal cycles. So I have PCOS and I've never had to just, you know, pay attention to my cycles because I'll be lucky if I got one maybe 3 times a year. Basically, the doctor that I was seeing put me on this medication called metformin. And I did not know that the metformin was going to make me ovulate regularly. So she put me on it in May. And the side effects I could not take. The side effects were horrible. I had horrible diarrhea, let's just say that. Sorry if that's TMI, but that was the truth. I took that medicine about 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, literally ovulated me regularly. I had a cycle in June, normal 28-day cycle, normal 28-day cycle in July, and normal 28-day cycle in August. Basically, we obviously you know what happens when you conceive a child. So that's what happened, and we just didn't really think nothing of it. So pretty much, and if you don't know, I mean, me and Emmanuel have been together for 6 years, so it's not like, you know, he's just some guy that I'm just sleeping around with or anything like that. We're not married and we're not engaged, but we are boyfriend girlfriend and we have been together for 6 years. I guess I ovulated and things happened around that time up until the day that I took my first pregnancy test, which was August 31st. Maybe 10 days before that, I started getting, I had vivid smell. My boobs were killing me. When I say killing me, I mean just they were paining me, okay? Also, I had it felt like sharp pains just shooting up my vagina, and it was really uncomfortable. Like I would just be sitting and then boom, a pain would just shoot up and it would make me like kind of it was really painful. So what I realized is that 9 times out of 10 that was probably the whole implantation process taking place, and that's what happened. So I was set to have my next cycle September the 4th. So on the morning of Friday, August the 31st, I was like, you know what, I just woke up and I was like, you know what, I have this box pregnancy test, I'm just gonna take it. Took one, it was digital. Waited maybe 5 minutes, or not 5 minutes, like a couple minutes, pregnant. I was like, what? I just couldn't believe it. Like, when you have PCOS, like, you just never really think, oh, I'm gonna get pregnant without having to undergo fertility treatments. And so basically, I immediately FaceTimed Emmanuel, and I think he had just woke up. And I was like, do you have your glasses on? He was like, no. I said, do you have your contacts on? And he was like, yeah, what's up? And I was like, okay, look, let me show you this. So I flipped the camera around and I showed him pregnant. Like, he saw it. He was like, what? Like, we both just couldn't believe it. So that was the day I found out, and that was how I knew I was pregnant. So let's see. Fast forward, I immediately made an appointment for the doctor because I was like, okay, I need to get this confirmed. So went to the doctor, and I switched doctors because I feel like as a doctor she should have told me that the medicine was going to increase my chances of getting pregnant. So yeah, so I found a new doctor, and she didn't, of course I wasn't gonna get a sonogram or anything like that. I was only when I went to her, I was 4 weeks in 1 day. So she checked my HCG level and we sent that off to, like, you know, I had to give blood. We just kind of talked about some things, talked about my history with the PCOS and all that. So my levels came back that day as 168. And I know it's supposed to double or triple whatever every 72 hours, 48 hours, I don't know. Then I went in the next 2 days. That was on a Tuesday. Then I went in Thursday. She wanted me to come back to do more blood work for my HCG, and that one was 470. So obviously it did double within the 48 hours. Then I went back Thursday, September 13th, and that day, what did we do that day? I think, yeah, I just went in and gave blood that day. And I was 5 weeks and 3 days. So from 4 weeks, 3 days to 5 weeks, 3 days. So from 470, it increased to 11,000. Then, around 5 weeks and 6 days, this was on Sunday, I got a banana. I was on my way out the door to church. I got a banana and yogurt. Ate that up. Maybe I ate it too fast. I don't know. That was my first morning sickness. I experienced that at 5 weeks, 6 days. Had morning sickness and it was no fun. Just say that. So, also that same day, which was September 16th, at 5 weeks and 6 days, I had a, okay, what do we call this? Okay. Whew. Okay, I was sitting on the couch and I went to the bathroom, and okay, this just might be TMI, but hey, this is a girl video, so we're all grown. So basically, I went to the bathroom. There was some blood in my underwear. I was like, oh my gosh, am I having a miscarriage? So when I used the bathroom, did number one, I think there was blood in the toilet, but I just can't remember, but I think there was. When I wiped myself, there was blood, and it was bright red blood. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I immediately, I think I started crying. Then Emmanuel was here, luckily, so I told him. He was like, come on, come on. He just like was immediately, let's go to the hospital. So we went to the ER, and we went to the ER, and they did all these tests. Who don't ever let them stick a catheter up you to get urine. That crap hurt. So they did that. They were just testing all these things. I had to have sonograms. She did an abdominal sonogram and a vaginal sonogram, and everything was fine. The little baby was there, and my HCG level was at 22,000. And basically we were there for about 3 or 4 hours, and there was, at that point, the baby was there and everything. They seen it. They seen the yolk sac and all that, but there was no heartbeat. So they were kind of concerned with that. I mean, but once again, I was only 5 weeks, 6 days, almost 6 weeks. And they were saying that there should have been a heartbeat, which made me even more nervous. So then what they diagnosed me with was a subchorionic hemorrhage. And they said it was a medium size. They said it wasn't small and it wasn't large. It was medium size. So they were saying, you know, they just started scaring me with all this stuff. They, you know, miscarriage is possible, but it's likely not to happen, but it's still possible. Some women go on to carry, you know, full term and have healthy babies, and some will miscarry. So I was just kind of sad and depressed for a few days, and they put me on bed rest, so I didn't go to work or school for 3 days. And I went to the doctor about 10 days later. My doctor brought me in, yeah, exactly 10 days later. I went on September 26th. I was 7 weeks and 7 weeks 2 days, and basically the bleeding had stopped. Like, okay, the bleeding kind of stopped with bright red, I want to say on Tuesday. I didn't have any more bright red bleeding, but what was coming out was I was having old bleeding, and that was it was like a brown color. It was really gross, I know, but it was basically, they were saying, you know, old blood is good. Like, it's a sign that, you know, it's leaving your body and that it's not new blood that just formed. So I had that honestly for about another 2 weeks, I want to say. And I just kind of monitored. It was always just this brown, maroonish, like dark brown bleeding. And it wasn't ever just like too much, or it wasn't enough to like soak a pad. It was just like a panty liner. So that day I had my first sonogram on the 26th, and the subchorionic hemorrhage was visible. It was this picture, and there's the little baby right there. small baby, and the heartbeat was present, and it was 125 beats per minute. And then the subchorionic hemorrhage was right here, this like black collection right there. Basically, the doctor said that the size had decreased from when I went to the ER, so that was a good thing. And the heartbeat was there, so we still knew everything was good. So then I went in another 2 weeks for another sonogram, and I was 9 weeks and 2 days, and that was this picture. And right before I went for that sonogram, like I want to say 4 days before I went for this sonogram, the bleeding had completely stopped. So I was very happy about that. And this picture, there's no subchorionic hemorrhage. It's completely gone away. And there's the baby. The heartbeat was 165, and it was like turned upside down. Like basically, if you look at it like this, that's the head and the little body, and then there's the umbilical cord. But yeah, it's like that. So that was 9 weeks. I've been so tired, so fatigued. I always needed a nap every day. I would be so tired at work. I was just so tired. Like literally this time that I'm recording this video, I would have been taking a nap before work right now. So due to my morning sickness, I ended up missing a lot of class. It was just crazy. But my morning sickness was from 5 weeks till about 10 weeks, I want to say. Seems like around 10 weeks things kind of got better. My fatigue went away, my morning sickness kind of went away. Things were getting a little better with me. And yeah, that's pretty much that. One day, like, we went to Olive Garden, and as soon as we walked in, I just straight to the bathroom. Couldn't take the smell, but I was craving Olive Garden. Didn't even eat my food. I don't have any weird food cravings right now. I don't have any weird, like, let me chew ice or anything like that right now. The only thing I cannot eat, I can't eat chicken. No chicken. I already don't eat chicken on the bone, but now it's to the point I can't even eat boneless chicken. No chicken strips, no chicken nuggets, no, I don't want no chicken, nothing. Like, we went to Cheesecake Factory this past weekend. Couldn't even get chicken. Like, I couldn't even get a pasta with chicken in it. Like, I had to get one that was strictly shrimp. It's crazy. Like, no chicken. No chicken for me. And I've really been trying to eat a lot healthier. I've been trying to eat 3 meals a day, but it's really hard just because I'm not that hungry. My stomach capacity can't hold 3 meals a day. I've been drinking a lot of water, things like that. So let me go ahead and end this here, and I'll pick up at 10 weeks.